here ready to start another Wednesday morning lecture with ABiz Marketing Academy. We are a free online marketing academy helping the small business community learn how they can market themselves, and we're here to support them with their endeavors and help them figure out the best way that they can channel their marketing. And this month, we are focusing on the marketing strategy. And today, our topic is going to be on customer persona. I think it's very important for small businesses, especially the ones that are starting out or startups, to know who their customers are and have a clear vision on their customers. Especially, and the main thing I mentioned for startups or small business, because we have limited resources and limited budget. So you need to know exactly where your marketing money is going to go to and who should you market to. So you don't have the luxury as such mass advertisers do, that they can market to everyone. So we need to really picky on who we're going to spend our dollars with and what's going to give us our best return on investment, or ROI, as we will say in the marketing lingo. So the reason for this is that you want to build your fans in the long term. As we can see with certain brands, I can bring as examples. I mean, these are much bigger companies, such as Nike. An example is Nike when they have a shoe launch, or like the new Jordans. Sometimes you will see there's a line out the store for blocks just to be the first one to get the shoe. Same thing goes with Apple when they launch a new iPhone. When they first launched a new iPhone, I mean, they still get some lines, but when they build that hype, they have the true fans already, their tribe, as they will call it. And I know the same thing goes out here in Southern California with In-N-Out Burger. We'll see, huge lines going out for days when they open up a new In-N-Out store in another state, like in Texas. And even though they're known for the steaks, they still have like huge lines and anticipation. So why is that happen? I mean, that happens mostly because they built their brand. People know who they are. They build brand equity over time. And they have fans. They have people that believe on their, more than their product, they believe on their reason why they exist. And their purpose. So you want to make that clear, and you want to target to the right market, so they believe on your purpose. So who are a true fan? I mean, a true fan is what you want to try to achieve, is the one that will buy, your hardback, your paperback, your audible versions of your book. They'll purchase your next shoe sight unseen. They'll pay for the best. If you have a DVD version, or even though you have a free YouTube channel, they will still buy your DVD version. Or you're at the chef's table once a month. They will come to your webinars. They're willing to travel 200 miles to see you play or sing, or at a conference. So it's mainly people that are willing to go a little bit out of their way just to experience your product or your services, as I will say. So if you have been in business for a few years, the best way that we can start is by checking your customer list. Do you have customers that are regulars, that buy whatever you have to offer, that will go out of their way to get a product or service? So you can use them as example. If not, or if you're just starting out, it can be a little bit harder, but you need to start by figuring out who is your target market. And the easiest one is to find out, we start with the age range. Are they 20s to 25, 18 to 30? Try to pick an age range that's maybe within, you know, 10 to 15-year range gap. That way it's easier to know what generation they're at. If they're a baby boomer, if they're Generation X, Generation Y, Z, um, and so on. So besides the age, the next thing is, the easiest things would be their age, their gender, doesn't matter if they're male or female, their location, do they have to be local, or are they national or global? And not just the location, but if you're an online company, maybe you are, it's not so much about location, but about what type of place do they live? Is it rural place, or is it more like an urban place, urban type of customer you're trying to reach, or someone that lives more in the countryside, or someone that lives by a beach town? So there's different places that can be the same location, like an urban, like New York City can be also Tokyo, or can be Berlin, and so on. So just try to figure out what type of environment they live as well. What schools, if it's important for your job, school is not such importance, but also the same thing goes with religion. If religion is an importance, the type of job also that could also hinder. And and after that, then we can go a little bit more in depth, like what groups, affinity groups they're into, like what type of magazines they read, what podcasts they listen, what radio stations they listen to, what are their hobbies, activities, and their passions, what motivates them to purchase, and what is their technological affinity. And then once we get through all that, you also want to start digging a little deeper, such as the age range. The age range tells you a lot, because it tells you about what what generation they're at. So the benefits of this, that you will know what cultural norms they are used to, from like what type of cars they like to drive, to what technology, to what music was a hit during their prime, as you would say, and also what are their fears. One of the things in marketing that you want to touch is the emotional side. As you will learn, if you've been in business, if you're just starting out, you will learn that people will buy more from emotions than logical terms. So you want to also tap into their emotions, such as one of the things I found out recently, Generation Z, which is people that are born 1995 to 2009, they're around like 10 to 24, 25 years old right now. One of their biggest fears is, being losing power on their phone or their tablet. So not having a battery, or not having a charger where they go. So use that for your advantage if that's your target audience. Now, if your target audience is baby boomers, they really don't care much about that. If they have a charger on that, or if their phone is charged, or if they run out of battery, they can live with it. They're fine. But and the baby boomers, we're talking about people that are about 55 to 73 years old right now. They were born in between 1946 to 1964, 65 age range, right? I mean, year. But their fear is more in being replaced by younger generation, or having their way changed by new technology. So they do fear a lot the new technology, or more efficient ways of doing things that they've been doing all their lives. And their fear is more that some items are like unproven, or they just were invented like a few years ago, and they think maybe they're not proven. So is the ways you need to tap into that and make it easy to them. So yeah, it very varies besides that. And generation is very nice and easy way to start thinking of ways that you can market to that target. So once we have that general information on your customer type, it's time to start building a customer persona template. And the best way to build a customer persona template is you want to pick a headshot of 3 to 5 people that could look like your customers. This can be actual customers that you have, or it can be just images you search on Google. So search up some images of people that might look like your customers. Put each image on a separate blank page, and you start building their profile. So when I say building their profile, you want to put on, so you want to put their image, you can put on the center page or you can put on the left-hand side. You want to give them a name. So each of these customers will have their own name. Give them a job title, age, put their education, their ethnicity, what school they attend, what's their education level, if they're married, if they're single, if they're divorced. We kind of want to make up a very credible person. So it looks like a real person. If it is a real person, it's even better. But if you don't have any customers, or you're just starting out, you can just try to create a persona. Basically, I mean, that's what it's called, customer persona. So you want to create almost everything that we know about an actual person. If they have children, how many children do they have, what city they live on, how is their neighborhood, what is their monthly income, and where is their expenses also, how much they pay for rent or with their mortgage payment. And then when you have the basic information, so you have the picture, the basic information, and at the bottom of the page, you want to put also, what are their hobbies and interests on one side, what are their goals, what are their challenges, and what are their fears. So these are the most important ones that we want to set up so we can see kind of, this person, who they are. A tip, if they're your actual customer and they follow you on Facebook, is that you can, go to their profile and get a lot of this information just by looking at their social media profile. The same goes if they're not your customer. If you don't have a customer, but you find someone on Facebook that could be your customer, you can, really find a lot of information on social media. So use that for your advantage. So when you're done with this 3 to 5 profiles, the next thing we will do is we print them out. And this, I'm saying, this is what I do to all my clients or my clients that we just start. So we print them out, put them on the wall, or in a visible location, you can do this. Now look at your website and your social profiles. See if there's anything this line. See if these people that you just created, these 3 different characters you made, would they like what they see? Would they engage with your products or services that you're selling on your website? What else would they like to see that you have? So if you have any misalignment, then here's the time that you want to make those adjustments. Change your imagery, maybe change your messaging, so those characters will be something those customer personas would like. If everything is online, then you're ready to the next step, which would be, is to start your marketing. But most of the time, there is a few adjustments you want to make. If not, whenever you do your marketing campaigns, always look at your customer persona and make sure your campaigns are aligned to those customers that you see, those profiles, if it's something that they are willing to buy or engage with. If it's not just a buying, if the goal is not buying, maybe the goal is to engage. Maybe the goal could be, to like your page, or to share it. So, I mean, whatever the goal is, they want to be engaging. So make sure your campaign matches that profile. Um, and this all goes to say is um, by a term that you want to be as specific as possible. Um, as I mentioned in the beginning, because we have too many choices right now. And in true, in all honesty, we only need, as a small business, you only really need 1,000 true fans. And that was something that was coined in 2008 by Kevin Kelly, which is a founder of Wire magazine 25 years ago. And he wrote the article of the true fan and the 1,000 fans that you need. So the 1,000 fans is basically that idea that we mentioned in the beginning. And those will be the ambassadors for your brand. But if you have 1,000 fans, if you have 1,000 fans that purchase $100 each every year, that's already $100,000 that you make a year. So you need to kind of figure out, depending on your business model, how many employees you have, how much money you really need to make, and what is there. Then you would see how many actual fans maybe you need. But don't think about, like 1,000 fans is only 100,000 you make, because those fans are the ambassadors for your brand, and they will bring other customers. They will bring your regular customers. So you want to have, you want to focus on your true fans, but you're obviously going to get some spillover, which is going to be your, customers that come once in a while or once a year or, once in a blue moon. So all that to say is the long tail strategy. If people are not familiar with the long tail strategy, is something that works. So this thing really works, that you want to, engage as deep as you can. Because as I said, the back in we can say back in 1950, we had only 3 major networks. So to promote your company was just a matter of having a commercial, or and you put it to the masses, you put it to everyone. That's what mass advertising term comes from. So everyone will see it, and maybe you get 1% will buy from you. That's fine. I mean, if you have 3 million people, 1% sees it, you're good. But now, with the long tail, which was also coined by another Wired magazine employee, well, the chief editor, Chris Anderson, is that you don't need to, be at the head, but you can be on the long tail, and you actually get a bigger amount of sales in the long run. That's something Netflix does right now. Same thing with Amazon, they do the same thing. So Netflix, they have plenty of, they have a few, hits, and they have a lot of small productions. And actually, when you look at their stats, most people, if you add all the small productions, people that view it, is actually more than the big productions. The same thing with Amazon. You got a few bestseller books, but then a lot of small books in specific topics and subtopics. And those are actually what sells the most in Amazon. That's how they make most of their money. So hopefully that it kind of gives you guys an idea on how to build your customer persona, and you'll be able to build your customer persona from here. And very important to always keep your customer in mind, make your customer first, but make sure they are aligned with your purpose. So don't go away from your purpose for your customer, but find the customers that are aligned with your purpose. And that's why you want to be very specific and find those true fans. So hopefully that helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to put any your comments here below, and we'll happily answer it. Also, make sure you follow us at eBiz Marketing Academy on our Facebook page and also our Facebook group. And we have a YouTube channel, and you can always sign up, become a member of us at members.ebizmarketingacademy.com. And we offer free memberships where you have a lot more resources and other items, as this one was. So we'll see you next week. Next week, we'll continue with this, and we'll have our next topic, which will be on customer value proposition. So until then, hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see you guys later.